Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel, where today I'm excited to have a brand new product from one of the top brands here on the channel, and that is Hostess. And of course, there's nothing I like better to get out of a vending machine on the highways or the hotels than a wonderful dessert such as a probably more common a Mrs. Freshly's these days, honey bun, or some other equally decadent dessert. And now I've always been a big fan of the Hostess honey bun back when it had a white frosting, a thick layer of white frosting. That was the real honey bun. They've gone to more of that transparent glaze kind of idea these days. But here's something I've never seen before from Hostess or even Mrs. Freshly's or any other brand, and that is a Devil's Food Jumbo Honey Bun. Holy smokers. Now, I think they're taking some liberty with the term jumbo here, because much like how the Grand Mac was pretty much just the size of what the Big Mac was 30 years ago, this so-called jumbo honey bun is the size probably even smaller than what the honey bun used to be a long time ago. So right up front, that's I would say, very deceptive advertising, because it's literally smaller than the regular honey bun was. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the packaging here. And there isn't a whole lot to cover. It's basically one of those cellophane wrappers you get out of a vending machine. Very minimal graphics. You just have a brown stripe that says Jumbo Honey Bun, made with real cocoa. What looks like a piece, a little brick of chocolate. Devil's Food. One honey bun. And here on the back, well, it's nothing much, but you've got microwave instructions. And then you've got the nutrition facts here. One serving per container. So you have 27 grams of sugar. I have to say that's probably not too bad given the size of this, that you get to eat the whole thing. And there's some of the glaze with the wrapper there. Okay, so here it is out of the microwave after 15 seconds. I'll say I'm not exactly inspired by what I'm seeing here, but it does look a little better than it did right out of the wrapper after it's been heated up. And there is a wonderful chocolate aroma in the air. Okay, so here I've got it out of the microwave. As I said, a wonderful fudge, sort of a hot cocoa aroma. And since I heated it up, I can also tell it feels a lot softer. Sort of a chocolate donut aroma, I would say. Probably the glaze helps in that department. But it definitely seemed like heating it up increased the aesthetic appeal on a number of levels. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Well, in that first bite, there's definitely no shortage of fudge flavor. The texture is a little bit different from a regular honey bun, a little bit slightly more like a donut, but the exterior part still feels like a honey bun. The glaze being heated up, it's a little bit messier than a standard non-heated honey bun. But having said that, there could be a little bit more in my opinion. Also seems like the pastry itself is a little more dense than a regular honey bun, and the frosting does add a lot to what would be just a plain chocolate cake sort of a product.
Bob, I'm about to watch a United Nations live stream on the environmental impact of nitrous oxide emitted by moonshine-running muscle cars in the hills of Tennessee, hosted by Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh no, it's a BBC license fee collector.
I don't understand, how can a BBC license fee collector be at your door in Huber Heights, Ohio?
I don't know. I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube watching videos about BBC license fee collectors, and suddenly the guy in the sweater from Wallace and Gromit is ringing my doorbell. He's saying something about it's a great value, that the BBC is terribly useful, that my 13 quid per month pays for brilliant podcasts. He said this isn't a proper neighborhood, that there's too much space between the houses. He mumbled something about proceeding with the final stages of his investigation. We've got a regular Ford prefect on our hands here, Bob, and he's just a little too excited about soccer. I didn't want to have to do it, Bob, but it looks like I'm going to have to pull out the sonic screwdriver.
Oh, bloody hell! Well, I have to say it was kind of a mixture of surprises and disappointments. I think if you put aside what's in your mind about honey buns in general, or Hostess honey buns, then you may not be as disappointed, because if you're just a chocoholic and you want a great chocolate pastry, this will definitely fit the bill. But if you have in your mind those thick layer of frosting Hostess honey buns of the past that were white like the driven snow, a big layer on top, not a white glaze, but a thick applique, and it was dripping with syrup, and just an all-around indulgence. This has got a messy glaze on it, but I think it needed a slightly thicker glaze. Perhaps the glaze that's on there is what allowed it to get in under a reasonable, what was it, 27 grams of sugar. So I guess the trade-off is a little better health for less indulgence. And of course I already covered the fact that it is hardly a jumbo size compared to the old honey buns. It's actually smaller in length and in width as well. It's pretty decent on the height or thickness in that respect, and it's really good when you heat it up along with that chocolate flavor. It's very soft and very chocolatey, and I can't lower the boom on them. In terms of jumbo, I'd say, well, I'll take a star off because of false advertising, but because it's in this clear wrapper, the consumer can actually see. You're not going to be fooled. You might laugh about it, but you're not going to say, oh boy, I'm getting this jumbo honey bun, because you can see when you pick it up in the gas station or wherever that it's just the size of a regular or smaller. So I would say overall, it's soft, it has a rich chocolate taste, and then it has a glaze on top, but it's not going to get a John Candy Award. I thought it might when I saw it for the first time, but you know, it seems like the John Candy, one of the secrets of getting a John Candy Award or boosting your chances of it is when you combine 3 different rich elements, and here we're getting only 2. We're getting the chocolate honey bun and we're getting the glaze, but I think they had to go either for a cream filling or a lava cake type chocolate filling inside, and then this, I think for sure, would have had a John Candy Award in the bag. So I would recommend they do that. But for the product we have here, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm giving this score with the idea that you've heated it up in the microwave. And I'm going to go ahead on that basis and give it a pretty solid 4 out of 5 stars. So I hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.